And it's like, who put the air in your lungs, right? Who gave you the strength to get up every morning to make sure that you actually made it to your job, right? Who gave you the strength to walk up and down the stairs? Because some of us have stairs at our job and we walk up and down flights of steps even if we don't do manual labor, right? Who gave you the strength to do all of that? That's what I mean by people not giving any credit to God. Peter's saying, humble yourselves, right? And in due time, God is the one that will lift you up. The Bible says that by going along with the teachings and the instructions that your parents give you, this brings honor to you, right? So this is regardless if you're a believer or not. This is what the Bible verse means when it says that God's love falls on the just and the unjust, right? He reigns on the just and the unjust, right? God is still sovereign over everything that is here on earth. So God still is in control of what's going on, even as the unbeliever chooses to ignore him. He says, hey, as long as you listen to your parents, guess what? This will still bring honor to you. So while we think a lot of motivational speakers are telling us something that's wise and something we've never heard, guess what? They're actually getting it from God. So what we see in Proverbs chapter 3, where it says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding, and all your ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight, right? This is in all your ways, right? In all the ways that you try to find a job, right? In all the ways that you try to get promoted at work, in all the ways that you try to be seen, in all the ways that you try to be recognized, in all the ways that you may try to get a promotion. God is saying, hey, trust in me, right? Lean not on your own understanding. And as you submit all these ways that you try to do things, I will lead your path straight, right? I'll lead you. So as you're trying to get that promotion, if you don't get it, maybe it's not the time or the season. Maybe it's not the right job, right? Maybe if you're trying to get that guy or girl, maybe they're not the right person, or it's not the right time in your life. So we don't realize that even when we're listening to what we may think are relationship coaches and they're telling us good advice, it's already come from the Bible. Now we're going to go to 1 Peter, and I'm going to read chapter 5, verses 6 to 7, right? All of these I read in the NIV version, guys, just to keep that in mind. Humble yourselves, therefore, under God's mighty hand, that he may lift you up in due time. Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. So right here, what we learn from Peter is, hey, humble yourselves, right? Don't try to step all over everybody and get promoted and be seen and be the guy that's on top or the gal that's on top or the one that's constantly striving for first place, right? Humble yourselves, therefore, under God's mighty hand, that he may lift you up tomorrow, next week, in a couple of minutes, next year. No, in due time, right? So even when we get promotions, when we get them, I love when I meet people and they're like, well, I worked hard for this and I strived and I bust my butt to get here. And it's like, who put the air in your lungs, right? Who gave you the strength to get up every morning to make sure that you actually made it to your job, right? Who gave you the strength to walk up and down the stairs? Because some of us have stairs at our job and we walk up and down flights of steps even if we don't do manual labor, right? Who gave you the strength to do all of that? That's what I mean by people not giving any credit to God. Peter's saying, humble yourselves, right? And in due time, God is the one that will lift you up. And because we don't know when we'll get promoted, right? Or when we'll get married or meet Mr. or Mrs. Right, or when we'll have our dream house or dream car, dream family, Peter also says, cast all your anxiety on him. Why? Because he cares for you. Because God understands what you're worried about. So while you're sitting there and you're like, oh Lord, who am I going to marry? Or how am I going to get promoted at work to make more money? Or how am I going to feed my kids? Peter's like, hey, cast all your cares on God, right? Not cast them there and like never ever ever worry about them, because he knows we're going to worry about them. But instead of worrying about them, pray about them, right? Instead of doing things like that, Paul said that. Peter's saying cast your cares on the Lord. Ultimately, what I want you guys to get from this is that regardless of how hard we might work or strive, or all of the things we might do with our education or our life to get to a certain point, God is still sovereign over every single thing that we're doing. And we're not the ones controlling our promotions or our spouses or how fast we have children. God is ultimately the one that's controlling this. This is what his sovereignty means. So when it comes to work and promotion, yes, do earthly what you can do by not making your boss's job harder by you being a belligerent employee, right? By showing up to work on time, right? By doing your part at work, by being a team player, right? Not by pushing people out of the way and bombarding people and trying to be first place and be seen and get all of these promotions to where like what you're doing doesn't represent God, and people can't even tell you're a Christian by the way that you're acting. So I hope you guys got something from this. I thoroughly enjoyed God Over Culture, Work and Promotion. Stay tuned for the next topic coming up, and it'll be right behind this one. So take care of yourselves, guys. Make sure you share this video with someone who has questions about maybe work, promotion, and how to attack it in a godly way. And I will be back with another one. What do I always say? Love yourselves, love one another, but most of all, love God. Peace.